Hey, today I'd like to turn our attention to the first bit of Acts chapter 15. What we have here is the council at Jerusalem. The delegates to the council at Jerusalem came from the churches in Jerusalem and Antioch. The conversion of Gentiles was raising an urgent question for the early church. By the way, Gentile was the term for pretty much anybody who wasn't Jewish. The real problem for the Jewish Christians was not whether Gentiles could be saved, but whether Gentile believers had to adhere to the laws of Moses and to other Jewish traditions. That was the question at hand. And get this, the true test of following the law was circumcision. One group of Jewish Christians insisted that following the law, including submitting to the practice of circumcision, was absolutely necessary for salvation. The Gentiles, however, did not think they needed to become Jewish first in order to become Christians. And let's be frank, full-grown men who didn't grow up Jewish were definitely not lining up to get circumcised. The Jewish Christians also were worried because very soon Gentile Christians would soon outnumber Jewish Christians. And they were afraid of weakening moral standards among believers if they did not follow Jesus, if they did not follow Jewish laws. So Paul and Barnabas discussed this problem with the leaders of the church. Paul, Barnabas, and other church leaders absolutely believed that Old Testament law was important, but was not a prerequisite to salvation. And here's the key point. The law cannot save. Only by grace through faith in Jesus Christ can a person be saved. In the end, the council upheld convictions expressed by Paul and Barnabas that following the Jewish laws, including being circumcised, was not essential for salvation. Now, the questions of whether the Gentile believers should obey the law of Moses to be saved was extremely critical at this point in the history of Christianity and could have potentially split the early church if not handled carefully. The controversy had intensified largely due to the success of these new Gentile churches. The conservatives in the Jerusalem church were led by converted Pharisees who preferred a more legalistic religion to one based on faith alone. If the conservatives had won, the Gentiles would have been required to be circumcised and converted to Judaism. This would have seriously confined Christianity to simply being another sect within Judaism. So here's the teaching. There is something of a Pharisee in each one of us. We may at times unwittingly, unknowingly mistake upholding tradition or structure or legal requirements in place of simply obeying God. Be careful, church, and be aware. Make sure that the gospel that you speak brings freedom and life to those you meet, lead, or influence. Peace be with you.